Hi guys, Fifa here, and want this 86 rated Icon Lampard player review. This is a loan card that I received right at the beginning of the game. I think it was the reward for the EA Access objectives that were out before FIFA's full launch, and I hadn't used him before now, and decided to do this review on him. Anyway, this is the team I started him in, with De Gea in goal, Shaw, Socrates, Sanchez and Pereira in defence, Ndidi, Fabinho, Felipe Anderson and Willian in midfield, with Vardy in attack. However, in game I switched between a 4-2-3-1 with the cam options and also a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow in the central cam position for both roles. So taking a look at Frank Lampard, this is a lowest or baby version, which I think is his fastest card out of all of his cards. At 6 foot, Lampard is a decent height for midfielder. He's got high attacking and medium defensive work rates. He's right footed and has a 4-star weak foot and 3-star skill moves. Just to point out some of his key stats, Lampard has 85 finishing with 86 shot power and 88 long shots, 89 short passing, 88 long passing, 87 ball control, and finally 89 stamina. So to start off, firstly I want to mention that in my case, Lampard played massively better in the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow formation. The way I play in the 4-2-3-1, the cam role is quite demanding in terms of the player I used there, and he just didn't really fit that type of player that Lampard is. Shooting wise, this card does have a bit of a cannon, especially if you stick to his right foot. 85 finishing is pretty high end for a midfielder, and he can put away goals as good as most strikers inside the box. Generally, where he plays the ball in terms of his shot often forced a decent save from the goalkeeper, and even sometimes at full reach they couldn't stop the ball from going in. His shot power did feel better than 86, and I know with the basic Cambridge style I used, he did put it up to 90. A lot of the time, if you just strike the ball across from goal, the keeper will struggle to catch the ball, forcing an easy corner or a loose ball in the box. Added onto his shot power, his long shots allow him to have really accurate shots on goal from range. They're always heading into the corners of the net. The only slight issue I had with his shooting was his accuracy on his weak foot and his volleys. Shooting on his weak foot I found to be very central most of the time. He is capable of keeping it on target, but he does struggle to put it past good goalkeepers. One chance fell to his left foot from about 8 yards out, and he missed the target, so for me, they weren't noticeably any good. In terms of passing, it's very similar to his shooting, and by that I mean it's very direct in the way he sends the ball to another player. He's more than capable of passing the ball around in short yard situations, and should a lane open up, he was also great at hitting my attackers downfield and open space. I never really used his weak foot in passing situations, as he always forced the pass onto his stronger right foot. Lampard fits a distributor type of player perfectly, and I noticed that this is the sort of role I used him in my team most of the time. The last major positive I have for the card is his stamina. It's rare for an icon to have a rating of 89 in the stat, and for me, I'd consider it to be a key part of choosing an icon midfielder. Defensively, this card will do the job from a cam or CM position. I wouldn't recommend playing him in a CDM, as I don't think he's strong enough defensively to do the best job in that role, and you'd probably be wasting his shooting attributes playing him that far down the pitch. He will occasionally get an interception if he's in the right place due to his 77 interception rating. However, his defensive awareness seemed pretty poor in game, and he didn't seem to have the drive to want to chase people down like you see in out-and-out CDMs. His strength seemed okay against weaker players. He didn't really hit the floor like some other people, and if used correctly, he could hold off pressure for a little while before passing the ball off or shooting, but I wouldn't recommend doing this for more than a few yards. Dribbling wise, this card is very hit and miss. I actually found once he got going his dribbling to actually be okay. He could control the ball relatively well when sprinting and when jogging, and I had no major issues with close control. However, his first touch and his transition from a standing or jogging position into sprinting is where I noticed the flaws in his ability. He would often let the ball get too far away from him, leading into an interception or an easy tackle, which is frustrating, especially if he's in an attacking midfield role under pressure from defensive players quite a lot. His agility and balance also is a bit of a problem with the card, and sometimes he does turn like a brick, especially when sprinting with the ball. His pace overall was okay. Off the ball I never really faced any issues with it, only when moving with the ball when sprinting he seems slower than his stats suggests, which is probably a combination of his agility and ball control. Due to this, players like Eriksen do feel faster when moving on the ball, despite having a lower overall pace stat. The final negative, which is one that stood out to me, is his curve. Although it's rated 81 on his card and with basic it was boosted to 85, I noticed that he barely ever put any curve on the ball, from passes and shots. As I've mentioned, he's a very direct player, however this can limit you in game. He never really got intercepted because of an inaccurate pass, but because he didn't make any attempt to bend it around the defensive players. I also only had a couple of chances to finesse the ball with him, but the ones I did turned into relatively easy saves for the keeper, so I'd stick to just hitting the ball with power. So overall, I'm going to give 86 Frank Lampard a 6.8 out of 10. I don't want to include any sort of sway on my decision in terms of value for coins, because I want my ratings to reflect the player's ability only. He's overall just an okay card, equally capable of doing great things but also letting you down. His shooting and passing can be good, but are also hindered by his lack of curve. He also played noticeably better in the 4-1-2-1-2, which means his player type forces you into using him a specific way. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. And to request any future content, then please just leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to reply.
sense.
He's done the job, he's the specialist.